Hello, Simmers. We're back. Some more Cocytus River Rats Draft to Glory franchise mode in FHM 11. And in the last one, we went through the rest of year number 11, and we are heading to year number 12 here as we're on July 1st, 2035. And we've certainly made a lot of progress over the years. We have a very talented team now at this point. You know, you have Andreev, Bouchard, Katachev, Baxter, Neuenschwander, Stenberg, Spelkvist, Pelizari, so many good players now. Unfortunately, we have a lot of players also coming up for their contracts this upcoming year. You have Andreev, Bouchard, Stenberg, Spelkvist, Ellefson, and Zerker, all at 3.5-star abilities or above, who are going to need extensions in the coming year. So let's see how much Andreev wants. He wants, yeah, you had to expect this out of him. 13.2 million for 6 years and a no movement clause. I mean, he deserves it, honestly. He deserves it. He's been very solid. He's been incredible, actually, over the past 3 years, especially 98 points 3 years ago, 83 points 2 years ago, and then last year with 89 points. He's certainly been simulating like our best player. And I mean, I don't know if after signing this contract, I don't know if we're going to be able to afford too many of these guys, honestly. I do want to get him re-signed though. So what I think I'll do, I'll start at 11.5 or maybe even less. I don't know. I want to try to take him down as far as possible here. Okay, I was able to get him down to 12 mil. I mean, that's solid compared to what he was asking for, right? He was asking for 13.6, I believe. So 12 mil for 6 years for Andreev. That's a pretty good deal, I would say. As long as he can keep up his level of production, that's a good deal. And just given his age, he's 25 right now, 26 when this contract kicks in. I don't think he's going to be falling off at any point during this contract, just given what he's shown so far, you know, so I feel comfortable with offering him this. As for Bouchard, what does he want? He wants 7.1 for 3 years. Okay, that's a bit more manageable. Honestly, I was expecting him to want more, but this certainly works for me. So I'll take him down to 6 mil. I'll start at 6 mil for 3 years. And I managed to get him down to 6.5 for 3 years. That sounds good to me. Then you have Spelkvist and Stenberg, the 4-star abilities. Spelkvist wants 6.9. Stenberg wants 7.6. Oh, man. This team's getting expensive. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford everybody. I do not know if we're going to be able to afford everybody. We might have to, yeah, we might have to unload some guys here soon. This is not going to work. And actually, what's Andreev making right now? Only 4.8. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is, we might see a lot of turnover here. We might very well see a lot of turnover in the coming season, because I cannot imagine we're going to be able to afford all these guys. I mean, Andreev and Bouchard alone are taking up 18.5 million. So let's simulate ahead one day and see what happens. I would imagine they will both accept. Yeah, all right, so we got both Andreev and Bouchard locked up long-term. Stenberg, how much is he currently making? He's making 6.3 currently, so I don't think, yeah, he wouldn't be getting too much of a raise, it doesn't look like. Just a mil more, it looks like. I managed to get him down to 6.75 for 5 years. And then Spelkvist, he's currently making 3.48, and he's asking for 6.9 for 3 years. And I managed to get Spelkvist down to 6.55 for 3 years, so I think I'll do that. So with the both of them signed long-term, where are we at now? We're at 14.7 million in cap space for next season. That is roughly 2.5 less than where we are right now. So it doesn't look like we're going to have much cap space left going into next season based off where we are right now. We're at 79.65. So it seems like we're definitely going to have to move some cap out here. I'm thinking Kotyarvi's got to go. He's making 4.2 for 1 year as a 2-star ability. He had 38 points for us last season, but he's not exactly a great simulator. I mean, he's okay, but, you know, I don't know if he's worth what he's currently making. And actually, since he's up for an extension, let's see what he wants. He wants 5.1. Yeah, we're not going to be able to afford that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So I think we might end up flipping Kotyarvi here at the draft. We may as well just see what everybody else wants here. Zerker wants 3.6. Okay, that's affordable. Ellefson, 5 mil. Kapustin wants 3.8. Larson, 1.7. Okay, that's affordable, especially for a 3-star, although honestly, stars don't mean too much. I look more at the role ratings, right? He's got the 16 up and down winger rating, so he's a solid depth player when you need him. Bystrom wants 1.9. Russo, 1.8. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone who wants to test the market here at this point. Hackinson wants 4.8 for 3 years. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to afford that. Only a 2-star defenseman making 2.2 currently for, yeah, I don't know. And he doesn't even simulate that well either when it comes to his overall grade. Yeah, I think we'll be flipping Hackinson as well. Okay, so Hackinson and Cody Arvi are going on the trade block for sure. There's just absolutely no way we're going to be able to afford their extensions with all the contracts that we've already offered. So unfortunately, it seems our defensive depth is going to be a bit weaker this year, as we're going to have to rely probably on a prospect or two. And unfortunately, most of our defensive prospects are not really close to being NHL ready. So I'm going to shop Hackinson and Cody Arvi for picks. And we can get, it looks like 2/5 back for them. May as well just send them to a team that needs them. It looks like Colorado needs a little bit of everything there, so we will send them to the Colorado Avalanche. I'm thinking we should also probably flip either Wotherspoon or Denoye. Possibly both if it comes down to it, but we'll start with one or the other for now. So Denoye last season had 50 points, season before 38, the season before that 57. So about 40 to 50 points per season from Denoye. And then from Wotherspoon, he's more of a 25, 30 point kind of guy. His highest role ratings are 14 for playmaker and power forward and up and down winger. Whereas Denoye, his highest ratings are also 14 for playmaker, setup man, and counterattacking forward. It is worth noting that Denoye is making roughly $1 million more than Wotherspoon, making 5.43 as opposed to 4.38. And Denoye is also 3 years older. I mean, there's not too much difference between them, but Denoye has proven himself to be more of a point scorer here. Then what's he done in the playoffs in the past? 4 points, 2 points, 5 points. And then what about Wotherspoon? 2 points, 2 points, 8 points. I think it's going to have to be Wotherspoon because I like both of them, but I think I like Denoye slightly more. And unfortunately, we just don't really have room for both of them on this team right now with how things are financially. So we're going to be shopping Dade Wotherspoon here and see what we get from him. Looks like we can get a second round pick back from him. I'm going to see if there's possibly a first. Maybe if we include another player in there. You know what? We could probably move on from Kapustin. He hasn't really done much in his time here so far. 4 seasons so far in the NHL, 9 points, 7 points, 13 points, 16 points, and he's making over $3 million. And on his extension, he wants, what was it, 3.8? I think it was. Yeah, 3.8 for 5 years nonetheless. So yeah, I don't feel comfortable giving him that. So I think we could probably offer out Kapustin as well. So let's see if we can get a first round pick back for these guys. Okay. So Minnesota is willing to offer us not only a first, but a second as well for the 2035 for this year's draft. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take that. That's a solid deal. And Minnesota actually didn't finish too high this past season either. They finished 38, 31, and 13. So that might actually be a pretty decent pick in this draft. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to take that. I think I'm gonna have to take that offer. That seems like a pretty good deal for a couple of players who we're not going to be able to afford. So Dade Wotherspoon and Igor Kapustin to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for a first and second round pick for this year's draft. There you go. So after having traded all those players, we're now down to $65.7 million on our team salary cap. So we're nearly at the floor at this point. However, it's not going to stay like that for long, as obviously going into next season, we are accumulating quite a bit of cap, especially in the form of Roman Andreev, who's making more than $7 million more than what he is earning this season. So at this point, I do think we'll be able to afford at least Zerker, possibly Ellefson, but my point is we can't go, crazy with the spending here. So I'll offer for Zerker, and I managed to get Zerker down to 3.36 for 4 years. That sounds good to me. And then Ellefson, he wants $5 million for 3 years. I mean, he's been a solid simulator for us in the past. I just don't know if we're going to be able to afford all these players, So I think I might hold off on Ellefson for right now, but I did want to get Zerker signed. All right, so time for the draft lottery, and yeah, we are in it this year. So this was Minnesota's pick that they just offered us for Wotherspoon and Kapustin. So I guess we'll see what happens here. At number 17, you have Ottawa, followed up by Chicago, the Rangers, Florida, and your Cocytus River Rats at number 13. Nice. And at number 12, you have Vancouver, New Jersey, Colorado, Boston, Nashville, Buffalo, Washington, Seattle, the Islanders at number 4, so Dallas moves up, Edmonton at number 3, Dallas at number 2, and Utah at number 1. All right, here we go. Time for the draft. We have 3 first-round picks this year, Toronto, Minnesota, and our own. And I thought I had a draft list made up, but apparently not. So that's wonderful. So let's see who is available for us to pick at number 13. And it looks like Xavier Dura goes first overall to the Utah Mammoth. He's a 1.5 star ability currently, 4.5 star potential. Looks like they're getting a good player here. And there is one 3.5 star goaltender available left at this point, Mark Lambert. However, there's a 1.5 star ability winger available in Igor Yelenovich. 4-star potential in the consensus. I do like his strengths and weaknesses here. It says his strongest part of his game is his playmaking ability. Skating ability is a positive. Decent stamina. Pretty good on ice vision. Dependable in practice. Weakest part of his game is his physical play, but even the worst aspects of his game are still relatively strong. Then personality-wise, he gets along well with everyone. Doesn't like criticism, get him down. Will jump ship the second he gets a better offer. So that's a negative there, but for the most part, he looks pretty good. So I would like to add him to the draft list here. Jeffrey Bergeron's another one. He's also 1.5 star ability, 2.5 star potential, 3.5 star consensus potential. Strongest part of his game is his playmaking ability, fantastic vision, decent stamina, willing to learn, above average skater. Weakest part of his physical play, and he gets hurt a lot, unfortunately. Personality, noted for his intelligence, gets along well with everyone, and doesn't like to move around a lot. He'd rather stay with one team, so that's a good sign. I like that. Where are our other picks? We're at 19 and 23 as well. So 13, 19, and 23. I think I might want to try to move up with 19 and 23 to 14, because I would like to try to get both of Yelenovich and Bergeron, or one or the other of them, and then Lambert, the goaltender. And the reason I say Lambert is because we are starting to run out of prospect goaltenders. Byström is up for an extension, and I don't know if I want to give him it. And the rest of our prospect goaltenders don't look particularly great. And, you know, we are in a save file where there is going to be a lot of turnover, right? Because we're, as we just saw with the salaries that we just had to offer out, we are going to be going through players rather quickly. So I would say as some future insurance and goal, we might want to consider taking Lambert. He, of course, has the intangibles. He's ready to learn, so I like that. Personality, he does not thrive in new environments or situations, respected throughout the league, and always handles criticism in a constructive manner. So I think what I'll do here is I'll take one of either Yelenovich or Bergeron, and then I'm going to try to move up to 14 to take either Lambert or the other winger that I don't take here with this pick. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty much a toss-up here. I like both of them a lot, but I think I like Yelenovich just a little bit more. So we're going to be taking him with this pick. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats, Igor Yelenovich. There you go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to try to trade up to 14. Oh, that was Toronto's pick, actually, that we just used at number 13. I thought that would have been Minnesota's, given their record. Okay, it looks like they will accept this offer of the rights to Zivliuk, 23 years of age, 1-star ability, not really going to be anybody who we're going to be using. Then Minnesota's first round pick, our third round pick, and then Nashville's 7th for Florida's first round pick for this year. Will indeed work. There it is. So now we get to pick again. And I think with this pick, we're going to be taking Mark Lambert. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. Wait, what? What happened to Bergeron being on my draft list? Is that a glitch? Oh, okay. He's still there. He just doesn't have a number anymore. That's odd. I don't think I've seen that before. But I think what I want to do here is I want to try to move up one more time to the Rangers pick at number 15 to see if this is something we can do here, because I think I want Bergeron as well. All right, so it looks like this is an acceptable offer for the New York Rangers. The rights to Cam Voigt, 24 years of age, 1-star ability. Again, not a player that we're going to be using. And then our first round pick for this year, Minnesota's 2nd, and then our 7th round pick for New York's first round pick. Offer trade finalized. There it is. So we now have 3 picks in a row here in this draft. So we're going to be taking Jeffrey Bergeron with this pick. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. So that's 3 picks in a row for your Cocytus River Rats, 13, 14, and 15, all on our team now. So we are going to simulate ahead to our next pick, which should be in the 2nd round, I believe. It's our own 2nd round pick. And I think with this next pick, I'll be taking Daniel Arvidsson. He's a 1.5 star ability, 2-star potential according to team scouting, 2.5 star consensus. The strongest part of his game is his playmaking ability. Physical strength is above average. Coaches like his work ethic. Skating is pretty good ability to read the play. Weakest part of his game is his intangibles, however, but even the worst aspects of his game are still relatively strong. Personality-wise, he'll probably be asking for more contract negotiations than most players, so don't really like that. But he takes success in stride, and he gets along well with everyone. So for the most part, I like Daniel Arvidsson. There's a couple of drawbacks to him, but for the most part, I think Daniel Arvidsson's got to be the pick here. So welcome to the Cocytus River Rats, Daniel Arvidsson. And simulating up to our next pick, which is in the 4th round. So we have 1 2-star potential left in Grishvin. He's a goaltender. 2.5-star consensus. But you know what? He looks like he's one of the best selections left, so we will be taking him. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats, Nikita Grishvin. 5th round now. There is not much left, unfortunately. Although I am intrigued by Jakub Jurak. Strongest part of his game is his physical play. He's extremely strong, decent stamina, pretty good ability to read the play, above average skater. Weakest part of his game is his goal scoring ability, but even the worst aspects of his game are relatively strong. Gets along well with everyone, big game performer, and comfortable in new surroundings. So I do like a lot about Jurak. He's unfortunately only a 1.5-star potential with both the team scouting and consensus, but I think he's still a pretty solid pick for this point in the draft. So Jurak, welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. And we're now in the 6th round. There is not much left. There is a 1.5-star potential goaltender in Evgeny Labutin. So you know what? That's good enough for me. Evgeny Labutin, welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. And with that, we have finished the draft. And are there any prospects that I want to sign here? I mean, I think regardless, we're going to have to sign a couple of defensemen considering we moved our bottom 2 depth defensemen out. So I think we'll sign Tokmakov and we'll probably sign Petrov as well. I think I'll also sign Staritsky at center. We are starting to run out of centers, unfortunately, at least as far as depth goes. So with that, let's move on to the Hall of Fame inductions on August 1st. And time for the Hall of Fame inductions. This year you have Erik Karlsson, Steven Stamkos, Ray Whitney, and Connor Hellebuck inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. All right, now we're going to get a look at our prospects tournament. We had a 3-2 loss starting things out against Carolina. Goals by Yerbala Akaniev from Bergeron and then Uboyu from Yervelin for our only 2 goals of the game. Then a 4-3 loss against Pittsburgh with goals by Nygren, Novinec, and Tanaka. Bergeron with the assist, Yelenovich with the assist. And a 5-3 win against Columbus. Goals by Boyu, Akaniev, Yervelin, Yelenovich assist, Arvidsson assist, Nygren with the goal, Vandermeer assist, Arvidsson assist, then Winters with the goal, Bergeron assist as well. And then the last game of the Prospects tournament, a 3-2 loss against Vancouver, goals by Akaniev on the power play. And then Bergeron with his first of the tournament from Nygren and Yervelin. And then we had to go to a shootout where we lost in the shootout. We did not have a shootout goal. All right, we're at the end of the preseason, and this is going to be our roster heading into year number 12. You have Katachev and Nyberg in goal. On defense, you have Bouchard, Baxter, Pelizari, Elofsson, Krivenek, Tokmakov, and Olofsson. So the worst case scenario has happened. We have Axel Elofsson and Alex Olofsson on the team at the same time. And then at forward, you have Andreev, Spelkvist, Neuenschwander, Stenberg, Vananen, Zerker, Orr, Carlson, Larson, Denoye, Russo, Zalidis, Novak, and Anderson. But with all that done, it's been an eventful offseason, so I think we'll wrap things up here. But not, of course, before I thank the channel members, thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where we go through the Year 12 simulation with your Cocytus River Rats.